Hello, friends. I am super excited today because I know it's a no-spend year, but I spent $10 on these brushes that are silicone brushes, and I have been avoiding using Mod Podge, using a bunch of things that I like because I keep ruining my brushes. And so I'm super excited today to be using these silicone brushes for making collage. Here's some of the supplies I have. I am making a retrospective beach scene from my youth using the summer printables. So these are free summer printables. So we're going to use a bunch of different things of these, but the background for me is going to be these stripies. And I'm going to start with that. And then I just have, let's get some more. We'll put that off to the side so we can get back to it later. I have colors. I have yellow, blue and teal, green, orange, and red. Guess where I came up with my color scheme? Right from here. Okay, so first let's just get this down because I want to use this as my background paper. And my printer does not print to the edge. It just goes to like a quarter inch in. And so, and I've been watching this mixed media summit where like 2 or 3 of the ladies, you know how I love using tissue paper and gel plates and things like that. And 2 or 3 of the ladies were doing that. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to do that too. I was so jelly. So I thought today I would just come in the craft room. I've had my granddaughters for the last, how long? God. They've been here for the last 3 days and it has been a lot. And I'm sorry they're gone, but also, it was a lot. Okay, so I need to get this down. I think I'm just going to use glue rather than Mod Podge because we're going to have a ton of different layers that are going to be wet. And so I would rather get this down fast. And I live in Florida, so let's do some in the middle. I live in Florida, and here it takes forever for everything to dry because we have like 90% humidity. I know everybody else is like, that cannot be a thing, and yet it is. It is a thing. Okay, I love this. I am going to make a giveaway with just the spotted papers because the spotted papers are my favorite. I love them. So, and this is literally just the background. Kind of establishing my color palette. I like these spots. They just make me happy. And then what we're going to do, I am probably not going to use this one. So what I'm going to do is kind of get an idea because I want to do an umbrella on here. So I'm just going to cut an umbrella shape, like a beach umbrella. So that's how big my umbrella is going to be. So that'll give us an idea. I want a sun, I think, up in here. So, oh, I have other stuff. Let's start thinking about other stuff and the sun. Okay, let's do this one. We'll make a sun-ish shape. Oh, I have I have 3 circle punches. So this one is the biggest, medium, little. And because I'm using the circles, I feel like I could use my circle punches somehow. But to start this, I guess I need to start with something that is a little bit more in the blue teal that could maybe be our waves, like our middle. And I don't mind there's red there. So let's go ahead and grab a piece of paper and see if we can get any of this off. And I'm just going to brayer on some blue. And then put this on. Is it going to cover the whole thing? It is not. So let's go ahead and get that on there. And then we can just... Well, it did cover the whole thing. Me. Okay, and this is kind of frail paper. I think it's actually typewritten because you can see the typewriting between it. Let's see if it's pulling any of that off. Okay, let's see. All right, we got a little bit of it off. Let's try it again. Let's do this one. Some paints pull better. They adhere to the underneath of the gel plate better. And right now, I'm just trying to get some background papers. Nothing exciting. Got a little bit up there. We got a little bit down here. And that's just making lines on there. All right, let's give it a sec. This is not quite tissue paper strength, but it's sort of, kind of. It is not a hardy paper. We'll just put it that. Ooh, we got more off, for sure. Okay, that's great. See, this paint was just better than this paint at pulling stuff off. So I feel like this is pretty opaque. Let's go ahead and kind of... I kind of want to get a horizon line. I can't figure out my thing until I get a horizon line. Okay, I think I'm going to have to use this one because they have both open edges. Okay, I want this to come right from here and not have a straight line. And I want this to come right from here and not have a straight line. And there's still a straight boop there. How did you get there? Okay. I think that's going to be my horizon line. And I'm going to use, for this project, I'm going to use glazing medium, Liquitex glazing medium. From what I understand, the girls said you could use Liquitex glazing medium or you could use Mod Podge gloss medium. I'm fine with either one of them. I did not know glazing medium was like Mod Podge. Oh, we have a hair. Imagine that. We'll just... cover it up. And I want this to be super shiny. Everybody else was like, you can just go over it at the end with matte medium and then it's not shiny, but I like shiny. Okay, we're going to need a lot more glazing medium than that. And glazing medium and Mod Podge is not expensive. And the cool thing about glazing medium is that it makes your acrylic paints translucent. So you can use it for a variety of different things. That's what I always use. That's the reason I have it, is because I like acrylic paints the best. And I always used it for making them a little bit more opaque. Okay. So there is my horizon line, which is making me feel better. All right, so for me, I feel like old maps, because we used to go on road trips with old maps. So I would like to make a sun out of an old map, but I want it to be not like just an old map. More stylized. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to make a collage paper out of medical tissue paper. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a few things. We're going to put a little bit of paint on here. Just in little random dealies. And then we're going to, oh look, this will be perfect for my sun. It looks a little bit like a sun, huh? And I think this is a Vicky Booten stencil. Vicky Boo. She's in Canada, and I just seen that she's having trouble with shipping there to the United States, and that the tariffs here made it so that even if she could have afforded to ship it, it would have cost the people in the United States a ton of money when it got here. And she was like, that just isn't what I want to do. So she is such a good egg. I love her. Look at that. That's cute. Okay. Now we have to let this dry because we're making layers. Let's use it over here just a teeny bit to get some of it off so it doesn't take us so long. There's a yellow layer. All right, let's let this dry. Think drying thoughts for me. Huh. I wonder if we could just do it this way. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, let's do something else. That's our yellow brush. Let's do because we need the sky. This paint wasn't very good, so let's use it again. And we're just going to go over here. We're going to find a... Ooh, I love squares. We got to get something that's not circles. Okay. Ooh, that's good. Isn't that nice? All right, let's move this down here and get a little bit more over here. And then we've got that on the plate. So we're just going to leave nibbles on the plate as we go, and then we'll pick up the nibbles all at once. Okay, so we have, I need more yellow because this is supposed to be the sunny part. Okay, let's do another one of those guys. We're going to get a slightly green sun. Okay, now let's go really pick up yellow. Ooh, I like that. I feel like this is looking real pretty. Okay, and then let's use our medium. Ooh, I have a fatter brush. On here. And see what we can get. I don't want necessarily the Sunoco, but we'll take this part of it. Oh, I have another one. Yay. I was worried about that. And now we're going to let this rest for a minute because this is good paper. This is 1970s paper, not 1912 paper. I just want to get this on here. You know what? I'm going to grab another gel plate. Okay. This is my bad gel plate that has dents and stuff in it. I like that. Then I don't have to add stuff to it. Okay. Oh, we need a rag to wipe off. Let's wipe off this yellow and do another set of colors. Let's do red. Ooh, what do we want with green? Ooh, red and green are opposites on the color wheel, so they're going to explode. But I don't think I would like green and orange. It's just not a color combination I like. All right, we'll do red and green. All right, let's grab another stencil. Ooh, we'll do this one again. And we'll do some green. And I don't mind that it has a wrinkle because then it's going to make it skip. See how it made it skip and made it more interesting? All right, let's do another one of those. I really like that. Let's do it backwards, where we pull through it. And we're getting a bit of that blue from the brayer, which I am not mad about. I want all the... I picked very similar colors. The only color I may have to get a new brayer for is the red and orange. Because if you mix all of the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, then you get a mess. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Me. I am doing so good today. I'm on fire. All right, let's see if we can get... Oh, look at that. That is really... Oh, we got orange. Where did we get orange from? We got orange from the plate. Well, we didn't know we were doing orange, but now we're doing orange on this one. All right, let's find... Ooh, this is a fun one. Stripes. Do we want to do some... I think I want to do some stripes. Let me get a brush. I'm just going to go right down here over these stripes. We're going to do two things. We're going to grab that off of here, maybe along this edge. Stripes with a little bit of green underneath. And then we're going to put some stripes right in this middle bit. Ooh, that's great. All right, I need some more orange-ish in here. You want to do some spots? Yeah, circles. We're doing circles in this one. So let's do spots. Is this wet? That's wet. That's the problem. Okay, while that's wet, hang on. Still wet, but the paint is on this cool piece of paper now. Look, I even found us an orange sprayer. Okay. I am very pro spots. Put them right here. Oh, yes. Cute, cute. I love that. This is going to be our sand. I have a good feeling about that. I think I want more spots. We need more spots, spots, spots. Orange sprayer. Lost already. Cute. And then we'll do this last bit of spots right in the middle. There we go. That's kind of wicked cool. Okay, so now we need to think about kind of the sky. Oh, let's use this color green, this color blue for the sky. And I can do green and blue. I wouldn't do orange and blue because then it would turn brown. Okay, let's get something kind of neutral. Ooh, rainbows. Okay. Ooh, that's great. Kind of both like light and dark. Okay, let's get a different blue. Says the woman who has 1 million blue colors. But we'll do this opposite. So we'll do the pole in the middle. And then this one we will do on this one. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Ooh, I love that. All right, we got some blues over here. Let's just pick up some blues. Blue and orange always looks good. If you're worried about whether colors will look good together, think about football teams. The blue and Orange is Buffalo Bills. Now see, that's more grungy than you might like. I love it. Okay, so let's let our papers dry over here. Where's that other one we're gonna pull from later? Oh my gosh, look at that. That's crazy pants. We gotta go this way. The paper's shredding on the side. There we go. Look at that. It's obviously a map, but it's no longer like a map. Okay, we are gonna start doing some stuff here. I feel like I got some good stuff. We're keeping all our paints out because we're gonna be using our paints. But I think for the minute I can put the brayers away and I can put these two paintbrushes here. I have lots of paintbrushes, so I don't have to worry. And then we have those. Where's the lid? Okay, so let's start with this and see if we like it as a sun. I feel like I would like it to be a little bit more collagey. Okay, but I think I can put it up there and then just collage over it. Because I don't want it to be like, here's the sun. I want it to be an impression of the sun. Okay. All right. And now I'm getting a feeling that I want, just personally, to make the bottom corners of this page a map. So I have to find the other bottom corner. Ruh-roh. All right, so now we need to start putting part of our beach in. That there, because it's gonna, like, then we're gonna have it coming up into the water. And the gal said that if you use glazing medium, it'll go translucent and we'll be able to see things behind it, which would be very, very cool. We'll have to see how that goes, if we can see right through it. And I do want to get it nicely stuck on this bottom here. Where is some of that, this part, that is less like that? Oh, there we go. We can see the Sunoco through there. Okay, let's find another piece of that kind of see-through. Thank goodness it wasn't big enough, because that's perfect. And if you don't want to have like management of your mediums or your glue or whatever, then don't do as I do. Don't use your piece as a palette. Have a palette off to the side. Oh, look, we can see the Sunoco over here too. That just reminds me of my childhood and when we used to have those maps and we would go on family trips. And then we would sit in the back of the station wagon, and our parents would turn up the air so that we would fall asleep. Well, I kind of love that for the top. I'm gonna put that on the top. Oh, there you go. You can see one of the spots through there. Get this real good on this edge. Ooh, I love that. All right, now I want something really kind of, where's the teal? There we go. This is what I want in the middle here. Right, like right in here. Yeah, by our sun. Okay, so this whole middle. Okay, and I'm hoping a bunch of, I'm hoping a bunch of those dots show through. Oh, shoot. They said to wet it. I don't know if I could wet that much tissue paper. I think we're just going to have to be happy with what we get. Because if I wet this, I don't want to be fussy. But if I wet this tissue paper and have this much medium on it, it's going to dry for Christmas, not for summer. We're going to, I wish I had something else to stick on. Sometimes with stuff like this, you can stick it from the top, especially if it's thin. All right, there is a lot of glazing medium on there. I love it. All right, let's put this aside. And I used a really heavy piece of watercolor paper for this background. Okay, so now let's think about where'd our umbrella go? And we need to get it into an umbrella shape first. And you might want to draw this out rather than cutting it. I'm just a better cutter than I am a drawer. Boop. And we're going to use this paper for the umbrella. Or are we going to use this paper? I think with the tan background, it's not going to be bold enough. So we're going to use this paper. I like this stripe. So what do we have that's more loosey-goosey? Oh, here we go. Okay, let's figure out how big it is-ish, so we can work on our paper. So the thing is, I know all of these will go together because I made them all out of the same color palette on the computer. So all these pictures will go together. Okay, I love this. So we're going to put that on. And I like things to be linear, so these stripes are going the same way as the under stripes. You might like things to be cattywampus. I just don't. All right, now that it's nice and wet, we're going to pull off this part. Okay, that's cute. Okay, I want some blue. How about, there we go, like that, yes, like that. Okay, so now we are going to let that dry, because this is not great paper. This is Hammermill premium paper. I want to get this paper. I'm using glazing medium to make some of my paper better paper, too. That is soaking wet. I'm going to dry it a little bit and see if we can get anywhere. Okay, I feel like I want to bring the sun back into this. And I have this orange paper with a little bit of blue stuff. Let's get this. I think this should cut it. Tissue paper. Or medical. Okay, it sort of cut it. Ooh, we got the bottom and the top. I love that. Okay, let's put that on there. Okay. Ooh, that's fun. I like that. Okay, we're going to do one last thing before we give up for today because this is just way too wet. But I want to use some, oh, I love that. Look, there's a line. I want to use some pattern paper to give my sand a sepia tone. Look at that line of dots. And that B, I love that B down there. Okay, we're gonna have to go a little bit beyond the edge. And I have found pattern paper always dissolves. And that should give us, I'm wondering if I should do it like a vignette kind of thing where I do, yes, thank you. All right, let's go up to there. And see, this upper corner was not covered, and I just didn't let it bother me at all because I knew that at some point something would go there. And I am not worrying about this bottom part here because I will just tear that off after this mess of medium dries. But I'm trying to get that sort of vignette pattern paper thing happening. Let's go this way. Oh, that did not work. Paper is always going to tear better one way than the other. Let's get this side on. Ooh, it's gotta go a ways over our sun. And I just love all the tailor marks. You may not like that there's extra marks, but for me, that just feels like another layer of interest. Oh, I like it over that line just to make that line two different things. So let's stick that down. And let's tear it. I'm loving this background. Now I'm hating the white part. So we are gonna have to, oh, I have a piece. I'm just gonna put a piece of random pattern paper in there because I don't like the white at all. Let's see, let's go this way. I don't like that straight line. That's a straightish line, but it's not the edge of a pattern. Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. Pull it out a wee bit. I think that is it. Let me take a peek. A big splotch. So this is where we're going to end for today. I will come back and work on it tomorrow, and that'll be the video for Monday. But here is the paper for our umbrella, which now is going to jump off of that beautifully, right? And we'll jazz that up. We'll have an umbrella stand come down here. We'll do something with the waves and the sand. Do you love it? If you love it, see, I love that we can still see through all the layers to that summer pattern paper. And then for me, because I like dark and brooding and a little grungy, it doesn't have that bright colors anymore. Think about what the colors are. These are the colors it started with, and now with the sepia, I like it a lot. We're gonna have to let this set and see where it comes out because it is just soggy, soggy, soggy. But don't worry, I'll bring you back in when we do something else. Hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Artsy Fartsy Life.